around 10 years ago, I found something so fascinating, so relevant to Singapore. It was the Tang shipwreck treasure, which was made up of 60,000 artifacts from all over China with Arab and Chinese designs. And this collection of gold, silver, porcelain never seen before, items that rewrite history, was sailing from China through our waters, ASEAN, and it was en route to India and the Middle East or West Asia. And this ship, I guess it would be said, is sad, it sank. It sank in Belitung, Indonesia. It's sad that it sank, but in a way it was beneficial to us, because through this shipwreck, which remained untouched for 1,100 years, we were able to learn about our early history. And this is the history of Singapore as well. And when we saw the ship, we were amazed, because this ship was not made with wood and nails. It was made with wood that was sewn together. The early salvager said, if it is sewn together, then we know it's an Arab boat. If it had nails, then we will know that it is a Chinese junk. So this boat was an Arab boat, probably sailed by Arab sailor from that part of the world. And everything was 60,000 artifacts of great value not only in terms of money, but great value in terms of culture and knowledge about the civilization. And that ship was only 17 meters long, and yet it could hold all these thousands of artifacts, some 60,000, of which 53,000 are now in Singapore. Some of the things broke, and that's why we don't have 60,000, and maybe some were looted by various people, but we do have in our hands the most valuable ones, and we do have in Singapore 53,000 artifacts. Now this story to me is very interesting, because I used to see movies about the overland Silk Route, of how people used to go from the Great Wall of China through Turkey all the way to Europe, bringing fine silks. But we didn't hear much about the maritime Silk Route. And this treasure, the Tang shipwreck treasure, found in Belitung, Indonesia, is proof that 1,100 years ago, they were already sailing from northern China and those countries through our part of the world to West Asia, and probably returning with spices. The interesting thing is that it was so well done and so well packed that no one could dream that it had come from various parts of China. It was so fine. One simple story was that when they went overland, they went by camel and horse. So they could not carry big porcelain jars. But once they learned to go by the sea, they could carry jars. There are some jars that are almost as tall as me. So these are fine porcelain jars. They could go onto a ship. And you know what they did? They filled these jars and used these jars as packing crates. In other words, one jar had hundreds of little bowls inside it. They were so clever. And there was one story that they used to put barley, or they used to put bean sprouts and throw water in, and the bean sprouts would grow, and then they pour away the water, and this would become packing fodder to prevent the dishes from breaking each other. Yeah.